Hi folks, my name is Stephen Cooke and I'm a professor at Carleton University in Ottawa, and I love to study fish and other aquatic beasts, and I've been fortunate to be working at Queen's Biology Station since 1995. I first visited as an undergraduate student, got hooked on field ecology and biology stations, and I've been coming back ever since, and now that I'm a professor, I'm fortunate to be able to share the Queen's Biology Station and all it has to offer with the trainees in our lab. And so I'm just going to give you a quick rundown. This has been an odd year with COVID, but nonetheless, we've been continuing with our field work. So first of all, I'd like to introduce you to Jessica. Jessica studies map turtle, so not a fish, but another important vertebrate in our inland lakes and rivers in eastern Ontario. And so in this case, Jessica's very interested in the winter biology of map turtle. So on the back of the animal, you can see some epoxy, and inside the epoxy is a radio transmitter and a biologger that measures activity and fine scale behavior. And Jessica tags these animals in the fall, looks at their behavior under ice, and then recaptures them in the spring to download the data from the loggers. She's co-mentored by Dr. Greg Bolte and Dr. Heath McMillan from Carleton University. Next, I'm pleased to introduce Myra and Christian. Myra is the newest member in our lab. She just arrived from the University of British Columbia a couple weeks ago, and she's going to be studying the effects of cold shock on fish. So when you think about climate change, most people are thinking about warming waters. Well, we also need to think about things like storm events that can lead to cold shock. So using perch as a model, she's going to be understanding the sublethal effects of cold shock on yellow perch. And Christian is leading a project with an industry partner testing a new device that increases the level of dissolved oxygen in water, which is fantastic for addressing hypoxia. We're investigating to see what the impacts of that device are on aquatic life. So looking at fish and crayfish to see if they are affected in a positive, neutral, or negative way from use of this device. Next, this is Connor. Connor is another fan of winter, so he studies the winter biology of largemouth bass, working in some of the back lakes at Queen's Biology Station. So he's put heart rate loggers and accelerometers inside bass. He does that in the fall, recaptures them in the spring, downloads the data to learn about the behavior and physiology of fish in those under ice conditions, trying to understand things like winter kill and understand how costly winter is for wild free swimming fish. And then finally, we've got a team that's working on a number of different lakes, including Lake Opinicon, Big Rideau, and Newbro, and they are studying the effectiveness of the freshwater protected areas that were put in place in the 1940s to protect largemouth bass. But in this case, they're not asking about the fisheries benefits. They're studying them in the context of other forms of biodiversity. So here we have Brooke, we have Mike, and we have Tara, all three undergraduate students at Carleton University. And so they're using camera traps baited with bluegill, looking at the predator communities both inside and outside of the protected areas in these different water bodies. So that's a quick rundown on the kinds of things that we're doing this year. We're doing work that tends to be a little bit further away from the QUBS site itself. We're still using Queen's Biology Station as a base, but just trying to stay a bit more spread out, but still get out there, collect data, train the next generation of problem solvers. And so we hope to see you on the water. Thanks so much.